Hi guys, I'm bringing you to the Koondrook Cemetery. The local historical society here has been doing a lot, so I'll just turn you around and we'll have a look at the little cemetery. Okay, these gates, I'll give you a they're quite lovely actually. Now, I could do a whole video on this lady. It's in memory of Nurse Elizabeth Rosen, who passed away in 1943. Now, she's known as she was the only midwife around for many years here. It's recorded that she helped and assisted with 800 births, maybe more. Okay, as you can see, there's a newer section. It's not a big area, but there has been floods and fires. And as a result, headstones have been lost. So just over there is the end. And further up there is an older section, so we'll get up to there. As you can hear, there's a lot of birds. This is a newer area, newer grass area here. I think this is D or A. I've got the map at home. I went to the Historical Society. I was only going to spend an hour there. And they've got little chairs here, or seats. They probably get redone. Unfortunately, like a lot of older cemeteries, a lot of the paperwork has been lost. There's a lot of unmarked graves here, and there's also a lot of graves that are marked, but the person is unknown. There is some very good local family history, which is great because diaries and that can help who died, who was buried, and that has helped a lot. Now, I do have the paperwork in the 1940s, I think it was. A travelling salesman passed away due to illness here. He was buried somewhere in this area. I've got the paperwork at home and I don't want to muck it up, so I'll put it in the... But it's interesting to see all the different nationalities. So there's the fence line. So it's not a big area, and as you can see, there's big piles over there. A lot of those piles and that were after the last floods, which was only about a year and a bit away. Now, here's a legacy and a gentleman, Private Burt, age 60, A.R. Skipper Burt, and he was also a Freemason, you can see from there. This is another lovely grave. Annie Jamison died 1911, age 75. Now I do worry because there's little, I can see areas, but I don't know whether there is This is to the memory of Sarah Norwood, who died January 1896, aged 85 years. Oh, I think I'm... Oh, sorry. Oh, excuse me. I do apologise. This is Private Ernest Sell. He was 1915 to 1919, and he passed away in 1959, and his wife passed away in 1918. This is in loving memory of our dear mother Margaret Watson, February the 8th, 1898. Okay, that's a little one. 1960. This way. Oh. Oh, that's in 2000s. So have a look at these lovely old trees. Okay, this is McDougall's, 1967 and 1970. Okay, so we walk up here and we'll go through the hedgerow. But as you can see back out there, there's some lovely old ones. Now, I believe there is a captain of one of the, or a skipper I should say, of one of the steamboats that used to go on the Murray, buried here, but we'll have to get some more information about that gentleman. So this is the newer area here, all the lawn cemetery, as you can see. And there's nice chairs and lovely native bushes. And it is well kept. Okay, this is in memory of Jane Sloan, 1935. Oh, look at that wrought iron. It looks like it's been sprayed with silver frost. Now here's a lovely little grave, and I'll say there's infants, but there's numbers there, so they know the numbers, maybe not the names. Now, as we get closer to the fence line, there used to be crosses. Back in the day, if you're unable to bury a child, some children were buried along the fence lines. They don't know how many. There's one recorded, but they believe there is more. So this is Mary Ann Lily Gosling and Henry Gosling, 1917 and 1939. Oh, look at these old flowers and this beautiful, and I really can't see there. Oh, I don't want to get too close because there is bees. Don't know whether you can see that. There is bees. Oh, there you are. Unfortunately, that's not a native bee. I'd love to show you an Australian native bee. Now, here's a little grave, but there's no marker. Oh, there is a cross up there, so that looks like a double one. Do apologise. May have stood on them. Okay. This is George Turner, 1933, and Rose Anna, 1948. Now, there's one here that is newer that I won't show, and across over here is more of the lawned. Some of these old chairs have been here for years and years. Okay, this is 1958. Esther Mary McKinsky and her husband Arthur Charles. Now here's a lovely, say this is a family one. Now up the top there we've got the urn with the half. Okay, so it says, erected by his daughters in loving memory of James Grigg and Rhonda, the beloved husband of Rhonda Grigg, who died at Koondrook October 1893, and Rhonda died 1899. Home at last, thy labour done, suffer bless thy victory won. Jordan passed from pain, set free, angels now will welcome thee. I do like these verses on some of the odds. They're so lovely, and I'm sure they're from the Bible or from different poems and that. This one's very hard to read. 1933. Here is, well, this was done by L.W. Quinn Bendigo. Well, that's only about 3 hours away in the car, or 2 hours. In loving memory of our dear son, Stanley Allen Young, who went home July the 23rd, 1927. Sometime we'll understand. It is hard. In lovely memory of our mother Isabel, died 1934, age 71, and also our daughter Enid, the 10th of age today. Oh, poor little one. Okay, there is some ants around here. And I do have a fear of ants, because as a child I fell into a ant's nest and it was not. Okay, this is Faye Marie Miller over here. Born and died Papua New Guinea, age 25. Okay. Okay, we've got Ernest Robinson, accidentally drowned, 1934, age 7 years. And Linda Pearl Robinson, 1991, mother and son reunited. Okay, Okay, I'm big sookie. So, okay. In loving memory of Edmund Stanley Weekly, 1938, I think, age 73. Thank you for your service, sir. Here's a Private Robinson. That's an early one. Here's a little baby, 64. Memory of Ernest, 1968. Now there is a few stories I've heard, and some of them are a bit hilarious. One was early on, there was a grave diggers didn't want to dig, they were on strike. Oh, this is Mr. Jones, late of the AIF, age 51. Now AIF is the Australian Imperial Force. Thank you for your service. Okay, these are getting a bit new in the 80s and that, so... But anyway, getting back to this story I was telling you, they had a grave diggers, they weren't, so someone had to dig a grave. Somebody unfortunately had passed and they were looking for someone. So the local baker here decided in the morning, oh, here's E.V. Sneap, he was a sapper. He was an ex-POW in Changi, and Changi was one of the worst, but there was many others. He was in the engineers. Thank you for your service. He passed in 78. Anyway, so here he is. He's just finished baking. So he's in his white, covered in white flour. And he's digging the grave, and it's cloudy and foggy. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. And he's thinking, I need a bit of help. So he saw someone he knew riding along, and he yelled out to him. Now imagine you're looking over a cemetery, cloud, foggy, and all you can see is this white person, totally white, with a shovel asking you to come and help dig his hole. Apparently the guy stayed on his bike and rode very, very fast. I wouldn't blame him. Now, that's Rosa F. Russell. So there is a bit of humour and sadness, and it is a true story because I was told by a person who it was actually their uncle. So he later saw the person and explained to him who he was and what was happening, and he went, oh, I got to work and said that there was a ghost, and you know, everybody thought I was mad, but he survived, and yes. So in loving memory of John Thomas, youngest son of James and Linda Winkley, aged 18, 1895. Go home, my friends, and shed no tears. I must lie here till Christ appears. And when he comes, I hope to have a joyful rising from the grave. So it was the early 1830s when the Koondrook Cemetery was formed. I was speaking to a lady who was 95 and her family has owned the same farming around the area for the last 150 years, and we were talking. It was quite good. I should have videoed it, because like she said, a lot of people were buried on the land, and a lot of people were buried under gum trees along the Murray River. Like if they died on the boat or whatever, if they weren't close to a town, they would bury them under a tree, mark the tree, but as what happens over time, things are lost, and so excuse me for snuffling. We've had some rather warm days. This will probably be a little bit longer than I thought, but what I'm going to do is these are there's mostly from the 20s to the 60s and 70s. So I'm actually going to walk up this way and I'll just keep filming. And there was a lot of men all over Australia went and did their service, and also women. We quite often forget about the nurses that went overseas. And there was also the telephonists and people who kept everything working, everything going, the communication network. So we'll come up here. Now there is some newer ones in amongst old ones here, mainly because you've got families that have been here for years and years and years. They're the original families. And I think I just went really crooked then. I do apologise. This is Hammond's, 70 and 74. 1974, that is. 1976. 1958. Lest we forget. Very, unfortunately, some of them are very good and some are poor cook. Okay, so they're little ones, and quite often you have little ones buried with grandparents or parents, and okay. So this one only has a little cross, 64, and his one unfortunately has been wrecked by now that's the corner, the top corner over there of the cemetery, and this one unfortunately has been very broken with the floods. So, and quite often there's the names and that, but I must admit the Historical Society of Koondrook Barron have a website and a Facebook site, and yes, they do charge a little bit if you want information, but they will find. Now, this has a lovely cross on top, and unfortunately the writing has really faded. I'll see if I can see that when I no, there is actually so this one is good. I mean, it's 1926, age 63. Okay, I'm sort of trying to William Hollingsworth, 1902, 55. Worthy of true respect was he for those he left behind. A better husband never lived, a father more good and kind. Okay. So this is a 1903, but it's also got a 1993, so it's a family one. Caspar, Blues Age, 1919. Okay, sacred to the memory of James Gorey, 1909, Anne Gorey, 1922, also Daniel and their infant children of Henry and Clara. So that L.W. Quinn Bendigo did a lot of headstones for this area. So John Henry Gorey is here and his wife Clara. So and their babies. And this is the fence. I've been told that some babies were buried. There's at least one known. Marianne Vivian, 1900. She passed. Oh, look at that wrought iron. Isn't that gorgeous? And a tin cross. Or was that a memorial? Sarah, beloved wife of John Singleton, who died 1882. Margaret, beloved wife of Archibald Murdoch, 1901. Here's a little one with bricks around. Okay, this is in memory of Stephen Leonard, who drowned at Gunbower, 1883, age 9. Now, Gunbower is about an hour away through Kahuna, Gunbower. I'm surprised he wasn't buried, but they probably came from here. So we will continue. We'll do these three and then we'll go back over here. This is Alexander James Stenhouse, drowned in the River Murray, 1892. Okay. And this is Captain Captain Frederick Toomer, riverboat captain, senior master for McLaughlin and Co. Echuca and Abbott Sawmills, Koondrook, part owner of the Enterprise, currently under trust at the Lake Burley Griffiths in Canberra. He was also skipper of all those ones down there. I can't read them all, so you guys can just pause it and you can read it. Over here is another grave that has been destroyed by floods and rain and fire. It's Henry Bennett, 1920. Here's a little cross. I don't know whether they're historical. Okay, this is Mary Ellen Delth, 1930. Okay, right. Okay, oh, this one's early. This one's got, God, now this one, Kilda, the Kilda family of Koondrook, erected by Sir James Kilda, PM, and family, North Ireland, 1992. That would be interesting. I will have to research that one. Oh, damn ants. Okay. Okay, this is 1919. Now there's a stone here. Here's the cross with two plaques, but they're very... Okay, so that's Fred Ruddy, 1918. They're very hard to see. And Willie Ruddy, 1914. I'm waiting for someone to stop and ask what I'm doing, although I think most people know. This is though lost to sight, to memory ever dear. Okay, now there is a lot of these, it's not they're unknown, they just, unfortunately there's also a story that a pastor or a vicar got upset that he wasn't paid enough, so he destroyed the information on the funerals he had done, which is rather childish, very unchristian, but anyway. Now, this has a lovely angel with a star and pointing to heaven. In memory of my dear husband Samuel Bowman, 1903. Perfect submission, all is at rest. I in my survivor, happy and blessed. Watching and waiting, looking above, filled with his goodness, lost in his love. and also the brother Robert. And there's a mother. In 1904, Julia Anlet, and that, I mean, you can see where people have tried. This is a lovely homemade one. So if you know someone or think you know someone who could be buried in the Koondrook Barham area, I'll leave the description and everything in the down the bottom, and oh, okay, see, they're the ants I hate, so I'm going over here. I know I'm a big chicken, but if you'd ever fallen into a nest of them, it's not nice. Okay, this is William John Lothan, 1955 and 1953. And there's a little baby. Okay, lovely wrought iron, but no name, unfortunately. Oh, that's an earlier one. In loving memory of George Gordon Benson. Oh, there's a lizard. I don't know whether you can see him. Son of the late Dr. Benson of Hobart, 1897. Okay, this one's been fixed. Jane Ann Parkman, who died at Milverton, New South Wales, 1893, and also their son Frank Russell, who was accidentally shot, 1890, leaving a wife and child to mourn their loss, but not forgotten. And the above, oh, so that's Joseph, who died in Milverton. Sorry guys, I've got to read them properly. And Jane Ann died in 1925. Oh. And there's this one that's just got bricks, but they do have the number, and that's good. If they've got a number, then sometimes it can be traced back. This is the Dickerson's family, but apart from that, no information. And this is in loving memory of Mary Fletcher, 1854 to 1939, and Charles Fletcher, 1859 to 1939. Okay, we have Archibald Macpherson in memory of his beloved mother Mary Macpherson, who died at Kerrang, which is only about 20 kilometres up the road, 1887, and his beloved father, who died at Kerrang, 1890, until the day dawn and the shadows flee away. And this is K.A. Fletcher Inventory, 1941, age 20. Thank you for your service. And here's Another lovely wrought iron grave. But no name, which is sad. Well, someone's rubbed over this. Louisa Haywood, 1888, age 34. The Lord giveth and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord, and also her loving husband, Robert, 1933. And here's a mortal. Now, the hands clasps are two different things. They can be your hand in with God, or it can be husband and wife. So there's a lot of meaning in tombstones and that. Okay, guys, we've actually walked most of the cemetery, so I'm now going to because this is almost an hour long. You guys will be bored by now, but I will try and break it up and do some things and have fun, and I will catch you in the next one. Oops, my fingers are over the camera. Sorry about that. That's me, nothing else. Okay, bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment.